a lot more inclusive.
Just
Is it because she's Cuban?
transfer of ownership from one to another.
I think we need to use like more positive language around here. Theft is not theft. It's wealth redistribution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Resource allocation, finding of things,
Redistribution of goods.
asset finding. But anyway, so the three of you, we'll say Snail just kind of freaks out and just goes catatonic. The three of you though are up there with Sophia, and something begins moving underneath the abdominal cavity. We're captain of the prison.
Oh god, is this and shit?
You know what?
Gosh.
Oh yeah,
We
they're about to get into something, but
yeah. Yeah, last we left off, we brought the person up to a study or something, some sort of like private or like like private room with no windows, I think. And what happened is that we were talking to this girl. She doesn't know very much at all, unfortunately. But she's a recruit, so they're not gonna give her too much information. And now there's like an alien chest burster that's probably about to come out of her.
Nice. I was minding my own business.
yeah. Well, you're not there yet, Amber. So just hold on. Anyway, which
I
might
know,
be for
that's
the
why I said I'm
best.
just minding my own business.
It might be for the best you're not there for what's about to happen. I don't know if Snowman's character will be sane after this roll. Speaking of which, we have to make sanity rolls. As you see,
Alex and Sophia are there, right?
Alex and Sophia are there. Yes. You have to roll for both of them.
Yeah, okay, I'll both of them
Oh
then.
no, Sam. Sam Butler definitely failed.
Doctor.
Might be,
Yeah.
might be,
This
might
be
be
the end
it
of
for
his
him.
character, actually.
Crit for
Ooh.
Alex, so he takes none. He takes none of the damage. I think something like that. I forgot exactly how it works when you crit on Sandy.
Minimum amount is how it works.
And Sophia has succeeded as well.
Alright.
What's her to be right now? Sure, I'll be Alex.
If you succeed, it's a 1d4 loss. If you fail, it's a 1d8. So honestly, I don't think the circumstances look good for Snowman.
So
the reason why, because it's just so horrific. Not only is it something that appears to be like underneath the skin and begins to tear and rip. You can hear the woman's ribs cracking as something basically just climbs its way out of her
we didn't.
torso.
Amber doesn't know.
Well, she's not there, so don't.
Sam, no.
What?
The players don't know. There's this scary for Sam. He only has 3 Sandy left.
Surprisingly, he has only 3. Surprisingly, he's not already gone fucking nuts.
I think this might be his moment, because you're gonna lose 1d8 soon.
So, Alex only takes 1 Sandy damage because he gets minimized. Yes. Sophia takes D4. Okay.
Yeah, D4. Yeah.
That's 3 for Sophia.
So Snowman, roll a D8. I don't think you're. Oh my God! He pulls the win. He's down to 2 sanity.
Wow.
Oh my God!
He shoots, he scores.
That was like not very likely, but it happened. Jesus Christ! All right, so I'm looking for the rolls. So Mercury Water loses D4. Roll a D4 for yourself, Gagamon. So basically, something just crawls its way out, and after you hear the cracking of ribs, that seem to jut through the skin and blood runs everywhere. Not only that, but some sort of oily darkness seems to pour out of the puncture wounds of the distorted, cracked ribs. It's now a very dark room. This all happens over like a span of a few seconds. As you see her body convulse the prisoner that you were trying to interrogate a moment ago. darkened creature seems to eat its way out, more or less. Everyone is now going to be in combat mode, so let me pull up the eternity. What is it? 12. He's just kind of creature goes at 13. First. So it's going to spend the round basically pulling itself out of the body of the host.
Nell had to go to
As
the
a dog- as
bathroom
a-
really bad, and he's sitting on the throne. I don't know. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No,
You said
what I
he's-
determined
he's
last time is
catatonic.
he just goes catatonic and just loses all
That's
memory
fine.
of the situation. That's how we solved it. So yeah. Basically, it's about the size of probably a small dog or something. It's just covered in darkness that seemed to pour out of the wounds of the woman who's the host. At the same time as it's getting out. So it's kind of a dimly lit room. There's some sort of inky magical darkness too. And Butler, you go first. What are you doing?
And was Butler? He was in Cabretti form last time, wasn't he, or was I not?
I think
think so.
I think you flip back. We'll just say
Okay.
you flip back.
All right. If I flip
forgot
back,
it's been a week. We'll just say you flip back.
okay, it's fine. All right. So Sam's going to. Can he take out that cyanide capsule that he extracted and
Yeah.
put it, like, try to get it into this thing's mouth and slam its mouth shut on the capsule?
The problem is it's got a whole bunch of different mouths, so maybe it'll work. It's like a shadowed beast with over a dozen mouths and tendrils as it crawls its way out of the
It'd be easy to
snapping
get in then.
body. Try. I mean, it's I would say an unarmed attack. See what happens.
All right.
Anything.
I'm gonna give that a shot just because it sounds cool, and if it fucking kills me, then I'm about to die. Oh, isn't that a bitch?
All right, so you try to wrestle with it and put the cyanide capsule in one of its half a dozen mouths instead of one of the tendrils. Just basically keeps some of the tendrils keep you at bay. And we'll just say you take a damage as it cuts you. Like a tentacle. Allard, it's
Okay.
your turn. I'm surprised
Yay.
that Sam Butler did not go insane. That's
Okay.
the biggest surprise so far.
Well, like, should Sophia be on the thing too?
Yeah, did Sophia roll a sanity check?
Yeah,
Did Sophia,
she was there last in the scene, so I hope interrogating the person.
and oh yeah, you already rolled. Yeah, Sophia would be the good. What's Sophia's
Yeah.
dexterity?
Good old fashioned 15.
Oh, okay, then technically she would have gone first. I forgot she would go.
Well,
So what did she
anyway, you know, this is pretty scary. She could try to, shove the cyanide pill down that thing's throat, but she ain't gonna try to do that. But she does. I mean, yeah, she does have a melee weapon though. It's called a combat knife.
cut it with a knife?
Yeah,
This-
try to
this-
slice it.
Right now, what's exposed is like partially out of the woman's body who slumped to the ground at this point. And
Yeah.
partially out of the chair that you had her tied up in. This creature
I
is
s-
basically like the size of her abdominal cavity and then maybe larger.
Who did we lose?
You lost Ambrose.
No, okay, we're supposed to have it. Or fail doing so.
Yeah, you failed to do so.
Okay.
Let's see, you didn't.
And it's Alora's turn, who does not know this woman, does not like this woman. So, you know what, screw it. He has a pistol. He'll try to shoot the thing. Hopefully he won't miss and hit the woman.
20% bonus.
Yeah. See how well this works out.
Yeah, point blank. Point blank.
Success!
Alright, roll damage.
D10. Only doing 2 damage though, apparently.
You hit it and it's a Morpheus blob of Not really sure what was if it was a good hit or not. Probably not. Mercury 1, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try shooting it with my stun gun.
Deletion, stun gun.
Oh!
Oh wow. You just hit the chair behind it, I guess. Zap the chair. Nothing much really happens. I mean, some of the charge probably been transferred, but I don't know if it is. Oh, it's a new round, so. Sophia, it's your turn again.
Okay. Well, screw stabbing this thing. At this point, she's not even sure if the woman can properly be saved. That's like a lot of internal damage.
Probably just dead at this point.
Yeah, but I'll say she's either in shock and dying or is already dead. So screw trying to do all this. She is taking out her rifle, and she is shooting the fool, rather the blob. Be a 2d 12 plus 2. Okay. 4 damage. Jesus Christ, I'm just rolling horribly right now for damage.
Oh, you have a big rifle. That is D12 plus 2.
Yeah, she has like a HMK G3 on her right now.
Okay. Well, next time you can just try emptying your whole magazine or half of that.
Maybe, but that's its own downsides and risks.
Alright, well, we'll say the monster more or less looks like this. So it's basically just chewing its way out of the woman who's more or less been reduced to a bunch of chewed up flesh, scraps of flesh and bone, and you hear the crunching of mouths eating its way through most of her body at this point. There's just not much left of her. Yeah, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and go after a random target. Let's see, 1, 2, 4 of you. There's 1, Alex is 2. There's 3. She's having trouble with it today. Storm. Alright, so it's going after Mercury 1. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, Sophia. Sophia! Some tendrils lash at you that seem to sprout mouths as they also try to chomp at you simultaneously. You might want to make a dodge check.
Going for the dodge.
70
Hey.
would hit, and your dodge failed. Apparently,
Oh dang, it's not contested?
No, it's one of those, if it hits, but you also succeed on a dodge and it's less than its percentile roll, but because you failed your dodge, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It just hits you. It's like a regular
I
hit.
got on a second. I forgot to do Sophia's thing real quick. There we go. Okay. I had to press the power button. Had a skill left over.
Just like a mass of writhing tentacles and mouths at this point. You take 4 damage, and it ignores your armor.
Figures.
So attack Sophia for 4 damage. And because it has so many different appendages, now it's just going to attack somebody else. Looks like it goes and attacks Alex. The Tyrannoid's attacking nothing but Redbird today.
Very suspicious.
I'm just rolling randomly, dude. Alright, so if you can dodge and beat a 31, then it won't hit you.
Let's see.
Oh, look at that. You dodged.
Dodges so well, it doesn't even know where he is right now. Then it looks to the side. Oh, right there.
So it just kind of flailed wildly at 2 targets, only hitting circulated for a little bit of damage. Razor tentacles, chopping knives. Alex just manages to dodge just the right moment. Butler, it's your turn.
Okay, Sam Butler gets this like weird, like maniacal smile on his face,
And he enters Carcosa.
and he casts the spell Induce Fear.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were going to enter Carcosa.
I don't know what this is gonna do. I just know that he learned it. And before he's dead, he's got to try it, you know?
Alright, let me look up the spell. Induce fear. What does it do?
I don't even know if it'll work on a thing like this. It might
It-
not.
it
But
probably
he
will.
don't know.
I'm looking up.
It's gonna send you insane for certain, but
It might actually make you insane in the cast.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I got two. I got a chance. I got a chance either way.
First of all, alright, I know where the spell is.
I will start waving my hands hyper geometrically or some shit. Looking like Doctor Strange.
Oh, it's in the Bethesda Guild.
What's gonna suck is one of my teammates is probably gonna get it accidentally cast on him. Or it's gonna affect everybody in the room. We're gonna all
First of
shit
all,
our
what
pants.
what's Induce Fear do? I don't know. It'll cause some sort of effect. Let's see if we know where it is. Okay. Let's work with this. Oh, it's Induce Fear. So, Induce Fear. It doesn't even tell me what it does. Right? Not in the notes. I'll just have to flip through the book and find the closest looking spell. Or make something up. Living room, absolute mess. Oh, what is this? Should have expected you to cast a spell of some sort. Unfortunately, I can't find the book right now.
You can do something else to keep the game moving. I don't know.
I can just make something up if I can't find the book very soon. I could have sworn I had the book around here. Normally I need to consult it mostly for spells. Or books. Like unnatural tones. Okay. Where the fuck is it? Well, I can just look in my Delta Green folder and see if I have a PDF of it. I think I do. I do! Sample of it. See, the problem with the Call of Cthulhu spells is, even though they are called one thing, they're not actually called that in the Sapro Rituals section sometimes. I'm just scrolling through real fast. Alright, well, doesn't appear there's an exact spell like that. Or even close to it. So instead, I'm just going to look at one and type it out for later. First of all, it requires sanity to cast, willpower. I think it would be fair to say. Oh yeah, I just put it in the notes here. It's fair, induce fear would be 1d4 something cost. Which means you actually might go insane from casting it. Oh no! Induce fear, I'm just kidding. 1d4 something cost. Okay, roll 1d4.
Dude,
Oh no. Oh no! You're at 0 sanity, aren't you?
it is. Is there a way to project? I don't know if I can.
With
You can
spells,
project.
no. On the spell, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Don't worry. Don't worry, y'all. I've got this. I'm gonna scare the shit out of this thing. I
Alright,
got
so
wild
now,
eyes when I say it.
I don't think you can project on spells.
That's
But,
fine.
Alright, so basically use the last ounces of your sanity, and then you lose one willpower temporarily. But then you become an NPC. Not that anyone knows this yet.
Yeah.
Say it makes it power times 5 or negative 20% penalty. Oops. So it's double power time.
Make a power times 5 rule.
No,
I'm
not
just
you.
gonna-
It does.
Okay. Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I rolled well.
It would succeed though. So you try to induce some fear into it, and it just kind of shrieks and flails its tendrils and chomps its mouths, and otherwise nothing seems to happen immediately.
Ha 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 ha! It's a thing of beauty.
Butler is insane at this point. Oh, wonderful. All right, he's done. Butler's done. Alex, it's your turn.
Yay. I sigh. It's very unfortunate what happened here. But time for Alex to shootable, I guess.
Does he start running around screaming,
To Kelly Lee. To Kelly Lee.
Oh,
2 damage again. Christ.
only the 2 damage.
I've rolled 2s 3 times in a row.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. At least you did some damage, but it's not a whole lot. All right, so Mercury 1, it's your turn.
I'm going to try to stun gun the alien thing again.
Oh wow, so you hit it. Shock it with a bunch of electricity. I'm gonna say it gives it a negative 20% penalty, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you do D10 damage to it at the same time. Oh wow. Yeah, it sizzles and it stinks in here of like burnt flesh. Still thrashing around at this point. New round, Sophia, it's your turn.
Okay, well, at this point, it needs to be shot and killed, hopefully.
The Kelly.
See if I roll a 2 again. Oh, a 3 this time, apparently. Not good.
Okay, so you do 3 damage? Oh, 5
Yeah,
damage. Okay, yeah,
5 in total.
you put around where a giant pustule of it just seems to inflate and burst, a sickening splash of oily blood, and just thrashes around some more. And at this point, it just kind of melts into a oily goo, and the oily darkness of the room, the magical darkness seems to fade slowly over a course of a couple moments. You're out
Yay!
of combat. But at this
That's
point,
good.
Sam Butler's not there anymore. You look around, he's not standing there.
Oh no, he left.
He's gone.
Uh, I guess Sophia will go look for him a bit.
Okay. Sounds like a search check.
I will too.
You want to look for him, that's a search check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that fumble. Holy shit.
Oh,
Hey,
that critical
fumble
though.
versus a critical. Wow. Alright, so Sophia would see what looks like bloodied, like inky, bloodied footprints leading down the stairs and away to the driveway. As she's going down to look, she would see one of the cars is leaving with Butler, you presume behind the tinted windows.
So try calling him then because he seems to be leaving and she knows she can't get up to a car.
So, black, bloodied footprints from the creature's blood, of course, would have led down outside. Alright, so, yeah, I'll just go ahead and let you roleplay your insane character if you want to, Snowman. But for all intents and purposes, you are not a playable PC anymore. You have 0 sanity, and you're irrecoverable from your insanity. But yeah, you get a phone call. You must convince them to join you.
Hello. Who's
You're
calling?
Sophia's voice. Hey Sam, where are you?
I tell you what, it's time for takeout. That motherfucker will die. I am on the way to Massachusetts because I must know what the car wizard knows. He will tell me, or I will kill that bitch. Are you coming along? Should I come back and pick you up?
What
I'll
car
send somebody
wizard?
for you. The Ernie motherfucking Bach Jr. I will find him.
He just looks very confused and
Very
will
confused as you should be.
probably will go back to the group and be like, uh, hey, Sam's talking about some sort of car. What's going on? Some sort of car wizard?
Is anyone going to explain Car Wizard to him? Like maybe Alex?
Yeah, Alex will briefly explain their last mission.
The Car Wizard.
And Sophia just kind of looks worried. She's like, "What?" But no, at this point, it's like it was, asking if he's gonna be okay, all that kind of stuff.
Probably not going to be okay.
I'm assuming at this point, Sam was technically AWOL for Delta Green.
Yeah, pretty much. He's gone off on his own little mystical quest.
Okay, well, in that case, Alex will actually call Dillinger.
Oh. Make a luck check.
Let's see. 1 second. Let me get Alex's sheet up again. Oh, that's bad. It's a 99.
You got 99 problems, and Dillinger won't pick up.
Well, then he's gonna try to call Leone.
Okay,
Leone.
roll another luck check.
Hey. Leone.
It doesn't help that I have disorganized handouts. This one, no. I think it doesn't matter right at this point. But yeah, he picks up. Like,
That's good.
hello?
Yes, Leone, I think, Agent Sam Butler has gone AWOL.
Okay, yeah, then you're gonna have to continue without him.
Well, apparently he is talking about driving to Massachusetts and confronting a car wizard.
Probably just lost his mind at this point. Not much you can do about it.
So do we just carry on without him? You don't really do anything about that?
No, not really. Not much that can be done. We'll try to find
Oh,
him in the future if he comes up again.
okay. Also, I guess an update is in order anyway. It seems that whoever is going after the huntings is, Eldritch connected? They're in a cult of some sort, and some weird, like, chest bursting looking thing burst out of a woman's insides.
Okay.
Not sure what to do about that, but yeah, if that's all, I guess.
Well, gather up what samples you can and just burn the rest or something.
Okay. Uh, Alex has a forensics kit on him, so I'm assuming he has something to grab a
Yeah,
sample of.
you don't have to roll anything. So you get off the phone, you get a text from Sam. And he says to roll
Alex
20.
just reads it, but he doesn't respond. I'm assuming Alex, I mean, he's a 33 in psychotherapy. I'm assuming he knows enough to the point where Sam is clearly delusional and
Well, he's beyond
not playing.
delusional. He's like
Yeah,
completely insane,
exactly.
probably.
I'm pretty sure Sam knows that not playing into delusions. I mean, Alex knows not playing into delusions is not basically. If he doesn't play along, Sam's gonna get upset. If he does play along, he'll encourage it. So
He's just insane at this point, and he has entered
yeah,
Carcosa.
exactly. Anyway,
But that means he has a vehicle in Carcosa, gets to drive around. Cool.
what kind of trick can he make? Get samples, I guess forensics.
You don't have to roll anything. We'll just say you get some
Got it.
samples.
Okay, good,
And then
good,
you,
good.
like, bag up the rest to burn or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not gonna burn it in the study. That's just how you get the whole house burned down.
House burns down. Not a good idea.
Along the shore, the cloud waves break. The twin suns sink behind the lake. The shadows lengthen in Carcosa.
Dun 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 dun. Carcosa.
One of the things that got me even interested when I ran across this, I think I might have mentioned, was that show True Detectives, and that was my
Oh yeah.
first introduction to the King in Yellow. I didn't know, and then whenever I saw Delta Green, I started looking into it right before I met you, Swizz, and I saw that this was linked with Call of Cthulhu and Delta Green and stuff was kind of in that mythos, and I'm like, fuck yeah! I don't know, it just interested me.
Yeah, True
That's
Detective
why,
has some Cthulhu,
yeah.
Lovecraftian tropes and stuff. Definitely with the
Excellent.
King Yellow. I still
Yeah.
haven't gotten around to watching it, but I keep hearing good things about it.
Yeah. Season one, definite. Season one and season four, I think, are Cthulhu esque. Season one, definite must watch if you're a fan of this type of stuff.
No, I'm not a fan of this stuff. I just kind of show up to play. I'm kidding. But yeah, it looks like next. I don't know if you have enough time to introduce your new character this session, Snowman, but you're welcome to hang out. Um, since how much time do you have left before you gotta go? 'Cause we start a little bit later. So,
No, I got time to be here. I'm actually looking at that sheet, and I still haven't really totally finished this guy.
yeah, it's probably a good time to finish him up then you can
Yeah,
introduce him. All right,
yeah,
so you
definitely be ready by next sesh for sure.
sure, okay. All right, well,
But
the
I'll hang
rest of
out.
you guys will, like I said, help Alex get some samples, and then pack up the rest to go burn in the backyard or something, in a fire pit. We'll say. What were you saying, Snowman? Sorry.
I'll probably be 100% ready with that guy by next week for sure. Is all I was saying.
Of course.
But I'll hang out.
Yeah, yeah. Feel free. Fortunately, Ambrose's connection seems to have screwed up. So otherwise, I was gonna say you hear gunshots after your latest resource finding. Your character actually lives in the same neighborhood as the Huntings. Don't think she's online at all though.
May not be able to get it working.
Probably not. That's fine. All right. Well, they're just temporarily using Sophia's house as a green box. That doesn't mean Sophia has to go along with them on their madcap adventures.
No, she'll probably not.
Especially after this shit show occurred in her study.
Also, out of character. I'm not sure if you'd let me take two characters along in the first place, and if it could be awkward to play.
Yeah, it would be just too awkward to play, in my opinion. So no.
Can't
You're
believe it.
burning the remains of some mottled, kind of ripped up corpse with bones jutting out of it and just a mess of inner organs.
Rip.
Oily black blood in a fire pit. You're just kind of burning it up. It smells pretty bad. I don't know how to describe it. It's just really bad smelling.
It's sad.
It's sad.
We all sad now.
Y'all sad.
You sad, I sad. Sam just went away. Sophia doesn't really process that at all, though. So
Oh. All right. Well, what are you guys doing now then? After you watch the thing burn up and bubble away.
RTB.
At the
RTB
base.
baby.
RTB?
Return to
Return to
base.
Oh, return the
Yeah.
base. Well, this is technically your base.
Yeah, if it is.
You don't have a green box.
No, we aren't allowed a green box. We were told that we're not rich enough for one. told us the upper money. And by that I mean they told us this was one in the area, so we couldn't use it. Use one.
Well, it's
Not
more
one to
like they're either
use.
already in use and obviously not told the activities of other cells, or they just don't have one. So either way, there's just no other place to serve as a green box right now. So you have to
Can't
set up
believe
your
it.
own hotel room somewhere, or you just hang out at the hunting house.
Well, Sophia will let you guys use her house as a green box, but
Okay.
she's also gonna need to know what exactly like what do you need to know. She also doesn't really know, how to help out besides that.
Well, yeah, they're just trying to figure out more or less who attacked her, and how, and if that has anything to do with any other ongoing cases, which seems to be, sort of, kind of. No, any leads you had died with the Nazis near the bar, or with this crazy woman who was unfortunately monster food.
And she's alive, I'm pretty sure.
No,
Dang it.
not
Trying to
not
gaslight the
not
GM didn't work.
even in spirit. She's just dead.
Gaslighting the GM didn't work this time.
Well, probably not going to be able to use this place as a base.
Oh, they have to find one.
How much does it cost to get a green box?
That's not a thing you buy.
Shh.
Yeah, green boxes are normally set up ahead of time
Yeah.
by other cells.
I mean,
and
if
they
you
tend
want
leave
to,
stuff there.
what you could do, and this is an option you can do. It's not gonna be as good as a green box, and security can't be guaranteed. But you can always just like go to a hotel or something and just buy a room for like a month.
Yeah, that'll work as a
That
start for this.
yeah,
area,
that
this
it's
operation
obviously an
here.
issue because it means that you can't just like bring supernatural around because that runs the risk of people noticing it. Because you're not in a private location, you're just in some place that's giving some privacy.
Yeah, and you just hope that the cleaning crew doesn't come in, even though you keep putting up the sign that says "Don't clean my room."
Yeah, it's basically it's riskier, less secure, and less gear, but it is an option if you absolutely need a basic green box that you can use.
I think
That'll work.
like it might be a better idea to get some place that can contain like a couple of vehicles, like maybe a rental house that has a garage, or maybe an actual like mechanic's garage that's up for lease or something.
Yeah, that would work too. It's a longer term
Yeah,
solution.
you could try.
It ends better.
Yeah, it would cost more, but it's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Miami area would have something like that, or you could just get like a one of those storage units, a very
Yeah.
large storage unit, and try to use one of those. So which
We'll have
one are
to
you gonna
try
try to
else.
go with?
That has more security, sounds like.
Probably the garage then.
Yeah,
Most
you
storage
could-
Yeah.
units are just a basic lock and camera. That doesn't actually need security.
All right, so we'll just say that you managed to work over the rest of the game day. What time is it in the game? Let's find out.
Maybe a mechanic's garage would work better. We could put up
It-
like a fence around
yeah,
it, some
I mean,
razor
the-
wire and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the
it
only
looks
thing we
like
have to
right
do-
now it is about 1 a.m. So we'll just say you need to get some sleep first.
Yeah, but I'll say
then when things open, we can work on the process over this game day, the morning and the afternoon to find and then lease mechanic's garage. That's
Yeah,
up for lease.
the only thing we have to do to, like before we start actually like, changing stuff around is probably checking for cameras and stuff because depending on the place, they may already have cameras and security pre-installed. We want to kind of nip that in the bud so that we
Yeah.
won't accidentally like bring in like some sort of like massive eldritch monster and now there's security footage of eldritch horrors of beyond comprehension in some server that's easily hackable.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward time. So you'll spend March 7th, Sunday, March 7th, the majority of the day finding and then leasing, filling out papers. And then SAC Leone will like get you the money and have you start like some shell company um, as a cover
Yeah, like
how
a
you need to get the property kind of thing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
tow truck service or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Wrecking
Some like
yard.
basic some like basic like oh here is like I guess like Brian and Sons mechanic services. We offer this, that, and this, and
Yeah.
there's like a website
Towing
made up in the
service,
90s.
small junkyard.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you cover your tracks basically with the help of the handler Leone, and he supplies the funding through a bunch of quasi-legal accounts and things like that.
If we at the very least have a temporary green box, that's good.
So you have a green box set up so that you and other cells can use in the future. It'll be in we'll say West Flagler.
Yeah, green boxes are pretty nice.
Put that in the notes. There is a garage in West Flagler now. Green box.
A garage? There's no way there's a garage. But no, yeah. Unfortunately, we are starting. The only bad thing about making a new green box is that since we're making a new one, it doesn't really have anything in there we can use already. We have to get that stuff ourselves first, but
Yeah.
it
That's kind of understood, but yes.
yeah, that's kind of understood. Unfortunately, like but it is a good like base to work off, like private area. We don't have to like sneak got darn Nazi prisoners through hotel security.
Can you hire NPCs in this
Uh,
game?
Yeah.
technically,
Because we're probably gonna need like an actual mechanic and like maybe some kind of medical person, like a doctor or like an EMT, take care of our gunshot wounds if we have to RTB with wounded.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
the
more
only
like a criminology. You have to find somebody.
yeah, I'll say
That's
the
not
only
gonna like
thing
report you to the
we
cops or something. Yeah.
yeah, we probably
Okay.
have to do underground stuff because, thanks to a lot of laws, even if you hire like a private doctor or something, they have to report some stuff. So it's kind of like, hey, why are there? Why does your group come back with the shop of gunshot wounds every week? Is unfortunately going to attract stuff.
All right. Well, he failed his criminology, but maybe Alex can succeed in criminology.
Alex, let's see. He's not the best criminology. Sam Butler did, and he's gone. So
Well, he up the samples.
Alex is very upset that his discovery is getting poached. You can betcha whoever discovers that, whoever like makes heads or tails of it, is going to get a reward of some sort. And Alex is like, I should have been that person.
Too bad, Alex. Too bad. All right, so it is Monday, March 8th, and we'll pass a little bit of time. I hit F11 by accident. Pass a little bit of time.
I just kind of,
Go ahead.
I just kind of happily hand over everything because, I mean, from a bigger picture perspective, what they're gonna do with it'll probably save lives.
Yeah, Alex, you're not going to save lives at all.
They aren't saving lives. The lives in the vault.
They're going to look at it and lock it in a vault. Yes, pretty much.
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna go, fascinating. Okay, lock it in the vault. We ain't studying this anymore. People keep going insane when they study this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, well, also this is I'm not sure if this is CDC or quote CDC unquote. Like I imagine they weren't just like CDC agents. They're probably Delta Green CDC agents. Were probably meant one or two of them may have come with a gun on them.
Yeah, they had concealed guns. Under
Yeah,
the
exactly.
jackets.
Like as much as Alex wants to tell him no, wait a bit longer. You don't argue someone with a gun.
Yeah, but Alex doesn't seem to make heads or tails of any of it. Just seems like some sort of alien physiology.
He gets
None of it
close,
makes
but
any
as he probably
sense.
he
No, I
probably
don't
quickly
even know about
realizes.
close. You just failed.
Oh
All your
no, I
checks.
mean no, I mean the rolls were close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no. Alex is probably gets confused with the fact that none of this is probably even human genetics, biology, or whatever. Probably doesn't follow any of the same rules. So
Nope. Just looks
it's
completely
just
alien, and you're not sure what the
yeah.
hell it is.
It's like the DNA. The DNA doesn't look like DNA. It looks like something else. Doesn't follow the
Exactly.
same structure human DNA does.
Nope. Uses different.
Like a triple helix instead of double helix.
It
Two and
follows
a
a
half
different-
helix.
Follows a different genetic structure and things like that.
This cell has a 2.5 helix. This cell has a 3.5 helix.
It would also-
WTF?
It would also have different chemicals or whatever that make up
Yeah.
the genetic structure that are completely different.
I
We're
don't know
carbon
how.
based. This is aluminum based.
This is actually for some godforsaken reason this is uranium based life forms.
Something like that. Point is, you don't get it. You don't get much time
Yeah.
to look at it, and you don't quite understand any of it before the quote-unquote CDT agents show up and pick it up and leave. They just show up on an unmarked Toyota Corolla, pick it up and just
Yeah,
leave.
Alex probably grinding his teeth, and probably isn't that hard to see that he wants to keep and look at it some more. Ultimately, does give it over and doesn't give too much of a fuss.
All right, let's see. So there should be pinned in Chatterbox the personal pursuit summary. So some time does pass soon. So just start to think about what one thing you want to use. It sounds like Gargamon wants to get some therapy in his downtime, while you guys keep an eye on the huntings. Speaking of the huntings, the next scene is going to involve Will hunting at work.
About to get shot.
So roll an alertness for Will as he's at work at his law office.
Oh no, that's his
Doing
best
something.
skill, obviously.
The best skill. Oh look, he succeeded. Oh no, he didn't. Alright. He's picking up some mail.
Bang bang.
And it's
Bang bang bang.
the
Luckily,
mailbox-
Will has like
the
a
ma-
lot of HP, but isn't.
Alright, so it's Wednesday, March 10th. So about 2.5 days later. The rest of you guys are setting up the mechanic's garage more or less and just try to keep an eye on things. Okay. So Will brings the box with him into his office. Unfortunately, doesn't notice that it's actually a bomb. Too late.
Rip.
Goodbye, Will. You've just been bombed.
Bluey. Spaghetti.
Yeah, we'll just have high alertness, so he just can't.
He doesn't notice, no.
No.
He's just doing his law office thing, you know.
Anyway, roll that damage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. I'm about to open up the agent guide.
What's in the box? Then boom, spaghetti.
You may have actually instant killed Will. I'm not sure if he gets a roll depending on the bomb.
I don't think he gets a roll because he's not point blank with it.
No. I don't mean like doesn't get a roll to dodge. I mean doesn't get a damage roll because there are some explosives on Delta Green. If you're like in 10 feet or closer, you just instantly die no matter what.
Something like that. I'm looking up the section.
Though it is a mailbox bomb, so I imagine it's not too big of a bomb.
You don't need that much of a explosive to kill a guy.
No, but it might not be instant kill explosives. Is my point.
I'm in the wrong section. There we go. Demolitions. Yeah, it's not instant. It's just there's a high lethality percentage.
Yeah. Let's see if he lives or dies. Once this is a dirty trick and you know it. You're not giving me lethality.
It's 30% lethality.
Jesus Christ, how big is this bomb?
It's the size of a large package. It is basically
In a
all
mailbox?
It's not in. Yeah. It, mailboxes for a law firm will likely have larger mailboxes. You just pick it up with a bunch of like envelopes and a very large package, probably the size of a big textbook or something, and then it's just gonna go off en route to your office as you go up into the elevator. So if you don't die from the explosion, you're gonna probably die from the elevator falling.
You're just killing my characters. I hate you.
Hey, Carlos told you this may happen. So 30%
I don't know, can I at
lethality
least-
looks like
I doubt it matters, but can I at least wear some armor if I'm worried?
it's not yeah, but it's gonna go right through the armor. The armor is not gonna really count it for anything because it's the whole body damage.
Wear
thing.
bomb shoot. Anyway,
No,
roll that
you-
damage.
Unless, so what happens is if it's not 30% or lower, you don't insta die. But then I just add the numbers together for damage. Oh look, you just insta die.
Okay, Will's dead. Fantastic.
I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna play him too if Alex died.
well, more like he dies.
So it's
So
just a dirty trick.
So, we'll say that Mercury One was keeping an eye on things in the area, and unfortunately, it's not like you can follow him around. That's not very subtle surveillance. So you're just kind of down the street in your vehicle of his law firm. Just keep watching the comings and goings, and nothing really seems unusual until you hear an explosion that rocks the entire block coming from his law firm's office building.
So I'm the first responder.
Yeah, because you're the only one watching his area.
All right.
Alex would probably be watching the Hunting's house.
I'm gonna put my vehicle in gear and go to where I heard the explosion.
Well, it's actually within walking distance. Because you would be parked like half a block away or less.
Did I get hit with shrapnel?
Yeah, some of the windows explode outward.
Okay.
The law office, and there's some shrapnel that would pepper the pavement, the surrounding area, and your vehicle. But your vehicle's like an armored vehicle, so it's fine.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would
Walks the entire area.
Yeah, I don't think anyone survived that. So I'm. I guess I'll observe from inside my vehicle what happens. Because
Yeah, you can see like plumes and columns of smoke just coming from the inside of the ground floor. You hear people screaming.
Okay. I'm just going to RTB and let everyone know that he's gone.
All right, so you're returning.
Not even checking.
Yeah,
If he
it's
checks, then these people might see him there,
yeah,
and then he might be blamed for killing him.
right.
So that's probably not the best idea to check. He's. But anyway, yeah. So you just head back to the garage. Alex, on your police scanner, as you're sitting around in the Green Acres subdivision, nothing really is going on. It's like about 2 p.m. Police scanner, though, you would hear that there are reports of
Great.
a bomb going off, and you would recognize the address being mentioned as that of Will Hunting's law office that he
Well,
works at.
the first thing Alex is going to do is check to see if he can find out what kind of package servicing they have, because most, if not all law firms have like package checking security, because stuff like this happens to lawyers a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
Because lawyers aren't
they,
very highly
yeah, so
liked.
he is checking to see who they are, because there's a good chance that either they'll infiltrate it or they're at least bribed to ignore stuff.
Okay, let's see what skill that might be. I'm thinking either bureaucracy or something like that. Yeah, I think bureaucracy was probably the best one. Or you
Oh,
could roll
another skill Will was best at. Fantastic.
Well, he's dead now. The bottom
Can't
of an
believe you killed
elevator
my
shaft.
character.
Well, Carlos's prophecy came true.
Ouch.
So basically, you check over some stuff and you can't quite tell too much in short notice. You can always roll again later.
Question.
Yeah.
When does Sophia find out about this?
Sophia would probably find out like shortly after that. Within probably
Well,
half an hour. She's probably
well,
picking up her kid around 2 o'clock or so. And then Alex is just watching the house.
well, assume that that she just drops Carlos off. Actually no, he can't just drop Carlos off. He's alone. He can't. She can't go check this thing out.
Yeah, Carlos, let's see, it is March. Yeah, so the school would still be in session. So she would
Yeah.
just be picking him up from school. Kind of.
No, she just goes home. Then she can't like freak out from her son.
She
knows,
would
maybe-
obviously hear about this, and there would be a call from security that
Yeah.
There was an explosion, and they're still picking through the wreckage, and they haven't determined whether or not they could find her husband yet, kind of thing.
Well, she probably knows.
That's called the sanity check. Roll a sanity check. for Sophia.
Yeah.
He made her sanity roll.
Still gonna be a big hit though.
Probably.
And also, Sophia gets even a bigger hit because now one of her bonds is gone forever.
Right.
Yeah, I think Sophia may just have a mental breakdown right here. Even with that success, it's gonna be like probably a D8 or something crazy like that.
There you go. Threats to sanity. Nearly a bond killed, hurt, or killed. Suffering violence, inflicted violence. See or hear a bond gruesomely killed is no, that weren't there for that. But you learn a bond has been killed. So that you just lose 1 sanity. If you failed your check, it would have been a 1d6.
Crazy. Who knows? Maybe Sophia will get lucky and a clone of Will walks in.
Yeah, so we have
Not-
the super lawyer program.
Okay,
we must
not-
clone more
not-
lawyers. No, no.
Not gonna lie, I kind of want to write an ICRP story for that now.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Anyway,
I do. Screw you. I'm going to do it.
all right, so we're just gonna montage the rest of the events of the day. Security would come in, and eventually police would show up, and the fire department, and they determined that somehow a package that wasn't scanned or looked at slipped in through security, the office security, and they're still doing an investigation. And then eventually the FBI gets summoned to look into it. And what essentially went down was, as far as they could tell, from what they pieced together of internal security camera footage, was he picked up a bunch of mail, went to the elevator, then it just kind of blew up, and then the elevator shaft collapsed, and then they didn't find much else left of him, so he's
Rip.
dead. He's pretty dead.
Yeah, Sophia's just depressed now.
Yeah, I mean, shit, her husband died.
She'd honestly probably, I don't like saying this, but she'd probably honestly be tempted to commit suicide right now if Carlos wasn't alive.
Pretty dark, but that's Delta Green.
I mean, Will and Carlos are her highest bonds. It's not just I lost my husband; it's I lost one of the few people really, really close to me.
No, I understand. But she probably gets launched into a long-term depression after that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and fast forward a few months. Basically, the rest of you eventually did your best, and the family has not been attacked beyond that one incident. That they're still being investigated about Delta Green and just the regular police and FBI. Obviously, they're being looked at with the program's investigators, which is pretending not to. So it's not obvious that another power is looking at things. And you all get one at-home activity, so that's the end of that opera. Butler is never to be found again. Who knows where Butler went?
Sophie doesn't care. Her husband's dead. She's probably jerking herself to an early death at this rate.
Let's see here. Wow, this is such a depressing session, isn't it?
You're the one who made it this way.
You should blame everything on me. When Delta
You're
Green
the-
Oh, your fault.
Well, the Delta
You
Green
literally
is supposed to be a nasty, horrible, horrible game sometimes.
You really
No.
bombed Will. Of course, Sophia's depressed.
Don't blame me for
You can't-
rolling
what do you-
higher than a 2 on my sanity roll.
What do you expect me to do? I mean,
What do you expect me to
I-
do? The game is just a nasty game.
you're the one who made the bomb.
Yeah, but at the look, I understand you like that character, but at the same time, characters will die or go insane in the
God.
campaign.
Also, this continues the trend of my characters not getting killed through injury, but just being killed by getting one shot.
Well, at least you're not like Gunbird, who gets killed like multiple times in less than a few months.
Well, okay, not gonna lie, that's partly because Gunbird, quite frankly, doesn't play his characters with self-preservation very often. I'll see him do stuff like charge people with a gun. I'm like, buddy, what are you doing?
Yeah, but at the same time, some of the times he died, like, no.
Yeah, it's sad
It didn't
though.
really help. It was because everybody failed their alertness check. That's why.
Will and Sophia's goal of trying to keep their family together and whole and getting through this has failed.
Unfortunate. But let's
Now
see
we
here.
Oh God, you know what the funny part about this is too?
August.
Will has to go. Since the clones have separate souls, Will has to go wherever Will and Zep's like, wait, why are there two Sophias here? Oh no,
Were you talking like in heaven?
I don't know. I'm not
What do
sure
you
if there's heaven in
mean?
Delta Green.
But
There
you
are
said
souls in
wherever
Delta Green, but we're
Will-
not sure about heaven.
Oh, okay. Well, wherever Will went, you're saying there's two. So there's
The
3 Sophias or 2.
I
Two.
don't know, man.
Third one's on Earth still.
I
Yeah,
don't
got you.
know.
They're all sitting around Carcosa with freaking.
That's when
Sam.
No.
honestly, I'm not sure if it's more messed up. If it'd be more stuff if Sybil just stayed dead or they cloned him. I'm not sure it'd be more messed up. 'Cause,
Anyway,
you
so
see,
we're gonna
we'll have
pass
to-
time to September 2027. So you all get one at-home activity. Basically, you all get recalled to go back to your regular lives, while the rest of Delta Green higher-ups and they're trying to figure out like what happened here, kind of thing. And they're still not getting a whole lot of answers, which is the typical norm for Delta Green. Really, can't get answers for everything. So what's Mercury 1? He said he wanted to go to therapy, right, in downtime.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me pull up the Pursuit Pursuits thing.
I saw it. It was oily and black, and we shocked it.
Are you sharing truthfully then, or not
Uh,
truthfully?
huh? Oh no,
Sharing.
no, no! I can't talk about that shit.
So you're just going to therapy, not sharing truthfully, or are you doing something else in your downtime?
You know what? The I guess in order to really get counseling, I'd have to share truthfully. But they swear a Hippocratic oath,
Right.
Yeah,
and it
but
would probably be a counselor that was recommended by Delta Green.
actually
Right.
that's not how that works. Delta
No,
Green doesn't. Delta Green doesn't have like an official program.
keep in
or
mind, Delta
therapist.
Green does not want you to say anything to anyone, so they don't hire you a counselor to tell you anything. To help, they only hire you counselors to tell you anything about this to anyone.
You
Oh,
just- what happens
fucking
is
well.
from-
I guess,
Let me-
yeah.
From what I've heard from a friend who regularly like corresponds with the developers of Delta Green, like you know how there's sometimes a staff psychiatrist for a police force or something like that. They don't have that for Delta Green. So you
No.
just go to like some other therapist or counselor, and occasionally Delta
Yeah,
Green, the
you-
program, will like keep tabs and get access to clinical notes to make sure you're not like snitching. And if
Yeah,
they do, they come up with a reason to just make it sound like you're just exhibiting
ba-
symptoms of something, so you need more medication.
Yeah,
So they
basically,
keep it under the lid, but they don't otherwise, have like a staff psychiatrist or whatever. 'Cause
yeah,
they
but
don't have
basically,
they don't
Well,
have a system.
I guess that's their fucking problem. So yeah, I'm gonna fucking
yeah,
yeah. It's not my problem. It's theirs. If they don't want to hire, official healthcare people, then fuck them.
What
Yeah.
to help their agents? God no. You see, Delta Green, you're not a useful asset. You're an expendable one.
Well, fuck
if-
them then.
th-
Literally,
they
yeah.
would rather
It-
they would rather
it's
you
my
go
mental health.
insane than hire a psychiatrist for you.
Yeah, Delta Green's not the most heroic organization, let me tell you.
In my character's backstory, I was in a mental health facility anyway, so fuck them. I'm
Yeah,
being 100% truthful.
As far as
nothing like really bad's going to happen from that.
Yeah,
it's
not-
just,
at least not at first.
Mechanic. Not even probably not at all really. What they do is they normally they use the logic that this person's just just seeing things that aren't there, or just
they
talking
typically
about
give you
events that didn't happen.
antipsychotics.
Yeah, they just instead give you more
Which-
antipsychotics, which you may or may not take.
Yeah,
That's
about
how
say,
the game
which may or may not help you, may or may not help harm you. Like some in Delta Green, some medicines means that the next sanity damage you hit's halved or something, and the side effect is like -20 in all physical abilities, something like that. It's you get after that kind of stuff.
As long as it
That will-
mechanically raises my sanity, I don't care.
It might.
Yeah.
So if you
'Cause
it's in the
That's
pin
the
personal
only
information.
way I'd be able to tell it was working.
Yeah. So it says here, luck or the therapist psychotherapy skill. The difference is if you don't tell truth, if you share truthfully, there's a higher chance of gaining more sanity back. If you don't share truthfully, there's a lower chance of it giving you as much sanity back. That's all that really means. It's just a role-playing thing too at the end of the day. So I'm gonna roll the psychotherapist skill. See what happens. Okay, yeah, they pass. So, according to this, you share about it, and they just kind of write down a bunch of notes. And then I'll prescribe you medication for psychotic symptoms and delusions and things like that. And, but you do get back 1d6 sanity.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and be nice about this and roll 2d6 and just take the higher of the two.
Oh dang, you're being really nice.
Yeah, because a lot of bad shit happened this session. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
to
gonna do this-
me-
I'm gonna do the same thing for Alex too. He's gonna get.
But not Sophia.
Well, Sophia gets downtime too. It's not her turn yet. So I'm finishing up Gargamon's downtime. I'm gonna roll 2d6, take the higher of the two. The guy didn't roll a critical, otherwise he would get just automatic 6, and a disorder goes into remission according to this. And you get a bond with the therapist, but that doesn't matter because I didn't roll critical. So I'll just roll 2d6, give you the higher of the two. So you get 4 sanity back.
Right
After a
on.
few months of sharing, what the fuck? A few months of sharing with the therapist. Typically every 2 to 3 weeks you see the therapist. They just think you have a lot of unresolved trauma and possibly delusional episodes. And they
From
prescribe
my
medication.
my time back in the CIA.
Yeah, basically. But you get 4 sanity back, so that's good at least. All right, so Alex, what do you want to do as your personal pursuit? Basically, from
Actually,
March until September, you're sent back to go to the regular world, and you're not on a current mission or opera.
I have a question actually.
Yes.
So I know bonds start at your charisma score. Is that also their max?
No, they can go up.
Okay. I'm actually gonna reinforce bond things. I have enough sanity for now.
You want to fulfill responsibilities?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
All
You
right.
know
In
what?
that
Who would you do it
case,
with?
you have to roll a sanity check.
Probably Sarah. Hey, success.
If you succeed, you
Yeah,
improve the bond by 1d6.
he'll do it with Sarah because at this point, well, okay, he'll go with Sarah because the last time he heard from her, it was like her phone got disconnected, and by the way, she's over here crying constantly.
Yeah. So roll 1d6
So,
and add to that, and I'll give you some more flavor text.
4,
All right. So it goes.
16
Your
total.
bond goes up by 4. You hang out with her over the months, and you find out that she lost her job.
Ah, poor
Is what
thing.
happened, and that's why she didn't show up for that holiday, the New Year's Eve thing. And she was just depressed, and then started to pick up professional gambling as a way to make money.
Oh Christ.
so, so she didn't really reveal this to you until like late summer of 2027. But the reason why she didn't always have time to hang out with you because she was flying around the world to different casinos with a group of card sharks making money to basically pay off her medical debt and other things.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
she lost her job, which means
You know,
she loses all her benefits. So she had
you
a
know,
lot of medical bills and things like that.
I was gonna make it a thing to where Alex took the divorce first, but I think she did.
Yeah, shit happened. But
Well,
anyway,
Alex
so
will offer to like help her out.
yeah, you can. But by September, she kind of more or less made a little bit of money. She lost some at first, and then made some here and there. She entered into tournaments and stuff too, and made a little bit of money, but not like enough to become fabulously well off or anything. But enough to at least mitigate her medical debts because she didn't have a job,
Yeah,
like an
no,
actual
Christ,
job in that time.
Alex actually feels really bad about this.
So you find out basically like in August that
For
she from
for
January through August she was just flying around to casino till she got kicked out or made enough money or whatever with a
that's
group of card sharks.
she he has had to he has had to hear that. He'll often help her out. He's just
All right, yeah,
he wasn't
you,
expecting. Hey, I've been gambling because I was afraid of like losing everything I had.
that's yeah. I didn't tell you that a few weeks ago. That's why she didn't show up to New Year's, but that was
Also,
part of it.
I also wonder if maybe I don't think her parents knew.
Her dad did actually. That's
Well,
why
yeah,
he
but
just that's why when
how
you call
long?
that's
I
why
mean,
oh that she lost her job, but that's about it. They didn't know that she
he was doing all this
decided to become
gambling
a
stuff. So
professional
that's
gambler for a while. No,
that's why he was a bit like that's why he was a bit like agitated when Alex called him
yeah,
because
she
like
just lost her job and
just
he was kind
just
of
find
annoyed.
out just found out that her daughter's been hiding all of this and also is in really a lot of financial trouble and just springing this on them right here now.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, so that's what
Gross.
happens with your character Alex, and so you fulfill responsibilities, you strengthen your bond, and you find out that she was in a lot of financial trouble. So it's kind of more or less stabilized, but you offer to help her
See,
get a job and stuff like that. So so she
yeah.
doesn't have to continue relying on going to casinos and being a card shark, which is very risky. Just saying.
Yeah, but also that type of stuff where like she could lose like more than all she could lose everything in like 2 hours. She's unlucky.
Yeah, yeah.
She's he doesn't
The
because
world,
also
the world of a card shark is not an easy one, nor is it a good
yeah,
idea.
and
But
since it's
people do it anyway.
since it's high stakes gambling, it's probably not the safest career. Not in the fact that you lose everything, but also in the fact that a lot of criminal organizations get in high stakes gambling.
Yeah, it could have been worse, is what I'm saying. But it still wasn't a good thing. But yeah, you basically help her get a job in August and September before the next opera begins, and she gets a job doing some retail management or something like that. We'll say, like not like we're like talking like floor supervisor or something, but like in an HR, slightly higher up, doing something in the wherever. Where's your character live again? Redbird.
Shoot, Washington D.C.
Yeah, so Washington D.C. area, she gets a job.
D.C. Yeah,
Bigger
there's
help.
no rich neighborhood because
All
that's
right.
Alex likes rich, like spending money.
Meanwhile, Sophia, what does she do in her downtime?
I guess crying a lot right now.
I mean, yeah, dies in an elevator bomb.
Probably has to slowly let the fact that a clone of Will just isn't coming through that door. At least most likely.
It's been some months. It's not gonna happen.
Not
Talk to him.
I'm about to say, yeah, not like I mean, like honestly, I was tempted to have her like figure out Alex who cloned her and maybe try to like pressure him into trying to cloning Will. Not that he probably could.
No,
He doesn't really have the lab equipment,
he doesn't have the
or
resources or anything like that.
yeah,
Either.
about to say he could theoretically has the knowledge to, but doesn't have the lab equipment. So
All right. Well, what is Sophia
uh,
doing for her downtime pursuit?
uh, probably therapy, I guess. I don't know.
Sharing truthfully or not truthfully?
Well, this time truthfully, not because she is hiding Eldritch horror stuff, but because she's going there because she lost her husband.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see.
Because and that isn't Eldritch horror stuff. Don't forget, you don't have a problem with
Oh,
that,
roll
probably.
another d6 and take the higher of the two for your fulfill responsibilities. By the way.
Okay. Let's see. Poor Sophia lost a husband.
So if you get a 5 or a 6, then yeah, the bond's a little bit higher. All right,
Nope.
so we'll keep the 4. 87. That's bad. The
So mean
therapist
to
seems pretty
Sophia.
detached, overworked, doesn't really pay attention to Sophia hunting as she spills her guts over the months. And it's barely helpful. Sophia just gets back 1 sanity.
Yay, one sanity and no more husband rip.
And pepperoni.
I'm just gonna take this. Set it to. I
Meanwhile,
remove a bond in the
Carcosa,
sheet.
everyone hears Sam Butler's laughter. And the snowman to laugh on the kid.
This is you see this is how Sophia goes to Carcosa to find Will. Honestly,
find Sam Butler disguised as Will.
I am kind of tempted to have an Orc Sophia where she tries to bring Will back from the dead, even though in Delta Green doing that, one is barely even possible, and two, 99% of the time involves losing your mind.
It's never gonna be good, but hey, he can't.
No,
but
it's
Sophia's
possible.
not your active character right now, anyway. I think it's
No.
Alex. But
Hmm.
we'll deal with that later, if at all. All right, so the next opera they send you back is to go after the car wizard again, because that was kind of interrupted. The teams they had in New York City trying to find him lost track of him, so he could be anywhere. After he escaped from New York City back in March, when you guys got redirected to Miami to figure that out, you kind of got some clues and you got some samples on the monster at least. So mild progress, but not a whole lot of progress. But when September of 2027 rolls around, Alex and Mercury One, Jesse, get invitations and email, a one-way ticket to Arkham, Massachusetts. You'll be getting a one-way ticket first of all to the Boston, Massachusetts airport, and then there's a shuttle that will take you to Arkham. It's another invitation to the opera. So you just like nothing really happened from like middle of March to early September when you get another invitation to the opera later that year in September. So let me fix my notes. And there was some downtime from March to September 5th, 2027. But I'll switch the map in just a second. Either way, you guys would eventually make your way to Arkham, Massachusetts. You said you get a one-way ticket to Boston and then a shuttle. Dillinger's supposed to meet you there for a briefing. Well, I need to figure out what day it is in September. Is it a Monday or Tuesday? I'm about to find out. Ah, stupid electronic calendar. Alright, so it looks like September 5th, 2027 is a Sunday. That's all I need to know. Sunday.
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 Sábado gigante.
Alright. Change the map over. And you are now in Arkham. Da-da-da. Oh yeah, Ralton. I don't remember Ralton. He's dead, I think.
Who's dead?
Ralton, the traitor.
Probably. I mean, out of character. Cults aren't known for having members live the longest.
Yeah, I think didn't you guys kill him or did you capture him and then he got taken in? I forgot.
Technically, neither. But what happened? Well, okay, went to his house to like do stuff. It wasn't actually at his house though. And we investigated and stuff, and turned that information to Delta Green, who said they were going to hunt him down. Which
Oh, yeah, okay. He had a mysterious house. He had a mysterious house
he
fire.
yeah, which
I'll be right back.
He might be alive, but if he's alive, he's in hiding. Which
No, I think I don't think I gave you guys information what happened, but he just had a mysterious house fire.
I'm about to say, yeah, like I don't think he's. Yeah, but if he's alive, he's still surviving in hiding. Which hey,
No,
is
he's
an option,
dead.
but
They
still.
pulled his charred corpse from the house fire. Who knows how the house fire happened?
Poor Will. That's how it
So
happened.
mysterious. I think Gargon is BRB. So
That's what happened. Will happened. He got willed.
got willed.
Just got bombed.
Straight up bombed.
See, now Sophia's depressed because of you. How do you feel about that, Swiss?
Dude, Delta Green's not very fun in games all the time, okay?
Wait, but Delta, yeah, but I mean, she lost her husband. She's upset.
Yeah, that shit will happen. It's called Delta Green. It's a horror game.
Has to be a single parent.
Well, Carlos said it would happen.
That's not exactly. I mean, to be fair, every other prediction was wrong beforehand.
Dad, you will die within 4 days, and then he died within like 3 days.
See, he was wrong anyway.
That's within 4 days. That's within.
Yeah, within.
Yeah. Rip, he's dead. For now, dun dun dun. Make him back as a zombie. Don't know yet.
I think Redbird's obsessed with turning him into a zombie.
Come back as a vampire.
I don't think he'll come back as a vampire.
No, I'm not sure vampires even exist in Delta Green. Not like in that, they probably exist. You can make one up, but I'm not sure they even have like if that's even a monster Delta Green has in like its core rulebook. It's more just horror and less
Think
like
so.
folklore horror.
Someone probably eventually made stats or whatever for them, but it's
Probably terrifying, but
probably
hey,
not in the core books or anything. Because
yeah.
this is not like World of Darkness or anything. It's not the same thing. Vein of horror.
Ugh. Anyway, Will is sad.
That Will.
Not Will is sad. Sophia is sad. Will is dead.
Will's dead. That's why he's sad.
You know what's sad too? One of her first motivation is keeping her family safe.
Well, sometimes, 30% lethality bomb occurs that wasn't detected by a failed alertness check.
Though it's probably a good thing Alex couldn't find out who checked the boxes, because there's a decent chance Sophia would have wanted to drive over there and punch someone in the face for failing. Even though in reality, it's probably less they didn't check and they failed to check, and more they just slipped it on the truck when no one was looking.
Back.
Oh, welcome back.
Hello.
All right, so you guys make it to Arkham, and you're given a address. I think I have over here this handout. I do. Given an address to a country-style house on the outskirts of Arkham, Massachusetts, which the shuttle will take you to, like a cab, basically. You're taken to the Arkham, Massachusetts Green Box.
Oh.
Yay. Well, I say yay. This thing's quite an old green box, and quite frankly, we have already plundered it for the most part.
There might be some new stuff I'll add to it because it's been some months. So inside you guys go inside, and you're told that that Dillinger to be inside the living room waiting for you.
Hmm. Alex goes in.
There's Dillinger in his orange suit, sitting inside, reading People magazine. Not like very interested in the magazine. He's just kind of killing time. About time you motherfuckers got here. Looks at his watch. It's about 3 p.m. Sunday, September 5th.
Yes, well, let's hope this mission doesn't go as bad as the last one.
He shrugs. Sometimes bad things happen in this line of work. Can't win them all.
Yeah, so we were supposed to prevent bad things from happening, and they happened anyway. Not really a success.
He doesn't say anything to that and puts down the magazine.
As Dillinger's probably like, yeah, you're probably actually right. Like, I gave you guys one mission to not let the Huntings die, and one died anyway. Incompetent losers. No, I don't think he says that.
He doesn't say any of that.
He
But,
probably he might think it.
I don't know why I think that. It's more like a lot of people die. It's line of work.
Yeah.
But he tells you that they have discovered Ernie Bach Jr. has isolated himself in the fishing town of Innsmouth, Massachusetts. That you're to go there and either apprehend him or more preferably kill him. Because he's been loose long enough causing issues. And his cult and Bach have been doing all sorts of unspeakable things that the
Well,
program is sure of, with rituals and magic of different sorts.
well, not to sound like a pessimist, but we did kill him last time, and he came back anyway.
Scratches his head. I'm not really sure what happened. But I think the best thing we can do is probably just capture him. If you
Yes,
kill
exactly.
him, that would work, I guess. And then hopefully, that would be the final death of him. Just the wizards every now and then, it's just difficult. They don't follow the same rules of logic in life and death.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I'll can't do much out here, but I'll see if I can at least look up a way to maybe put a wizard down.
Yeah. Well, he's isolated in the Innsmouth. I don't think he's gonna be leaving anytime soon. He's been there for at least a few weeks from what we figured out. He motions to the nearby garage. He says, "There is a armored SUV for you. take and use? Any other equipment you might need? Try to get that to you before you leave for Innsmouth.
Hmm. Well, we could probably use some better guns and maybe some better armor.
That's Alex.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Sam is not here.
No, I'm with you, man. I just think it's funny. Good old Alex.
No, I mean Sam's gone, so I have to do a lot of the talking.
Yes, yes. It's just interesting that Alex
Well,
is the
Mercury One's
guy.
here too, but Alex, yeah, has been doing most of the talking.
Well, I mean, it's mostly that the fact that Alex isn't really too familiar with the situations. He just knows the current guns and armor he has probably isn't good enough.
All right, yeah. For the most part,
Makes
he'll be
sense.
able to requisition or have things delivered to you. The armor and weapons you need. See, let me pick up the book real fast. So he says basically by the evening, he'll have delivered to the green box by drone. The armor and guns you need. What kind of guns in particular did you want to get?
Probably some sort of assault rifles.
Yeah, you can get assault rifles easily.
Yeah. I mean, Alex isn't like a massive gun guy, so he's not really sure how to.
Yeah.
He's not he can't be like yes, I want an M16 with this optic, this laser sight, this expanded magazine. He can't do that, you know.
Fair enough. Let's see. So he can get you suits, two different sets of armor. The regular Kevlar vest, which requires if one below outer garments. September, yeah. So you can get the reinforced Kevlar vest, and you can keep these obviously. This is armor rating 4, and NPCs would be required to roll an alertness check to see if you are armored, and you also get tactical body armor and a helmet, which adds up to 6 armor points. But obviously, that's just obvious as fuck and can't be concealed.
Yeah.
So you can both write down tactical body armor, armor rating
Yeah.
5, helmet +1,
Anyway,
and reinforced Kevlar vest, armor rating 4 in your inventory.
with that,
You'll be getting
w-
that, and then you'll also be getting assault rifles. Was there anything
yeah.
else in particular you're asking Dillinger to get for you? Because that's easy enough.
Uh,
Doesn't really require a roll.
this is less a request and more of a information as I'm about to ask. So question: are we getting any like extra backup for this, or
Should be getting someone soon in a day or so.
okay,
And
that's
I think
good.
Snail. I believe we were able to post Snail too. He had to go to the hospital after his catatonic episode.
Unfortunate. Uh, that's good to hear. Should we stay in Should we stay in the area for them to arrive, or should we just get going?
You should probably stay in the area for about a day or so until the Snail, the new opera attendee shows up, and then the 4 of you should be sufficient to either capture or finalize the death of this car wizard. He frowns.
Yes.
Car wizard.
Car wizard.
Yep.
So far, it seems they've just been holed up researching rituals. They haven't really done anything of any significance as far as we could tell. But we don't want to give them enough time to do something world-shattering, you know?
Yeah. Well, let's. Well, let's hope this mission goes better than the last.
Yeah, let's hope so. If you need anything, I'll be in touch. He motions to a nearby coffee table, which has written down a couple phone numbers of his burner cell phones. He tells you, and then you also see there's a satellite phone just sitting there. And then he just starts his way out. And as you leave the green box, you see a car pull up, and he gets in, and the car then does a U-turn and leaves, leaving you two to yourselves on a autumn day in September.
Hmm. Well, lucky the greenback has bed, so we can stay here, I guess.
Is Gargamon here?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You just haven't been saying anything, so I wasn't sure.
What was that body armor you said to add to the character?
Oh, you have 2 sets of body armor. First one is reinforced Kevlar, and that's just armor rating 4. And then you have tactical body armor and a helmet that's armor rating 6 total. Helmets plus 1 armor 5, so it's just 6 when you wear both. And you'll also be getting basically within an hour or two, your drone arrives to drop off packages of armor and weapons, and you also get disassembled assault rifles. Those would be light rifles, basically like Colt M4s, stuff like that. And those do 1d12 damage, and if you fire it full auto at something, then it's has a 10% lethality rate. You can find that in the book if you have a book copy. Although I'll just tell you what the stats are as you need them. But the rifles do d12 damage on like a regular single shot, for example, and have armor piercing 3, which is useful. So, page 97 if you have a copy of the book.
150
If you need a copy of the book, just let me know. Since we're playing a game, I can share.
Yeah, he could. He'd just send you a copy. Cough.
Yeah.
And is that something that you'd want me to post here into like
Just
Chatterbox
not
or
Discord.
something?
Just send it to him.
Okay.
Like DM
Yeah.
or something.
Do you want it? Do you need it? Anybody?
Yeah.
Not good for now.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Gargamon could use it.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and generate some extra green box stuff. What has changed in this green box in the last year? And then we'll wrap up because I didn't want to play it super long. Kind of tired from work.
Yes, I must write Will Hunting's funeral now.
God, just nothing but funerals for your characters lately.
I'm probably not going to, but
Jesus Christ. Yeah, one of his characters, in D&D, his character's sister died off too.
you see,
Jesus
Swiss swears
Christ.
she doesn't target me at all in like tabletop games, but sometimes, man, it's awfully suspicious.
Well, I had to make the prophecy come true. That was the only time I really targeted you. And then the other time was because in D&D, Tania is just a really important big target. So
See, he admits it. He just says it isn't bad.
it wouldn't matter which player it was. It just would happen to that player's character.
Can't believe Will died. I couldn't really prevent it either, unfortunately.
Huh?
I'm not sure if he really even prevented that truth be told Will dying like
If you
that.
rolled a high enough alertness, you would have realized it was a bomb that was ticking and greasy.
Well, I less mean that, and I more mean like get him out of danger.
Oh yeah, you could have dropped the bomb and ran the fuck away, and then you wouldn't have suffered auto lethality.
No,
taken some
I
damage.
mean like the point where he doesn't get to the bomb. I don't mean like avoid
Yeah.
the bomb. I mean like is there any way I could have like just made it to where he didn't get near the bomb? Probably not. At least not for
Well,
hindsight.
he has to pick up the mail sometime.
He also can't just say he can't go to work because his son doesn't feel good or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only real way was him to quit his job, and then they would have been harder for the bomb to ever show up because it would just kill someone else.
Yeah, and even then I'd have to know that his job is where he's going to get attacked.
Yeah, it was a very difficult way to avoid. Like the only way that you could have avoided the how it happened this session was to make the alertness check, and you could have just ditched the obvious bomb as you would have perceived it, and then instead of taking it with you into an elevator, which is like a death trap, as soon as it goes off. So that was the only real way, was to make the alertness check.
It's those situations where I would have to like either take like a long shot in the dark, or just roll better.
Yeah, I mean you could have just you could have maybe guessed one of the ways they could have been killed. To fulfill Carlos's vision of your dying was to quit your job or something and just hide in the panic room all day. but I don't know if that would be feasible given what your character.
Yeah, and also like out of character, it's kind of like hard to even guess that. So it's not me, knowing what's happening. It's me kind of just being like, I think, this is theoretically a point where he could get hurt. So
It was it was
it's
just difficult. That's
yeah.
all. Like
It wasn't
very
like
difficult.
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand. Let's see, supernatural. Let's add a supernatural artifact to the green box. Oh, and don't forget to update your skill things. I think a bunch of you
But
failed
except for
some
Will, he
stuff.
died.
Yes, yes, we know he died. Sorry, man, but that's part
You
of the
killed
game.
my will.
Killed your will to live.
No.
Wait a minute.
There goes my plans to have like a story from Sophia
A
again.
bomb killed your will. I'm being semantical.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think I'll add a
update
couple things to the
Sophia.
green box.
Update Alex. Unfortunately, Alex didn't really improve too much in the areas he needed to. But he did slightly. 14 criminology. Hoping for a bit higher roll, but oh well.
Oh, which is not very cool. Sorry, I was just looking at the green box contents that were generated. All right then. Someone's blasting their bass radio. Is reverberatings. All right. Well, paste as plain text. There's a lot of stuff.
I can barely hear some music in the background. It sounds really low.
Is it on roll 20?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've just been playing very quiet music
Yeah.
in the background. Not really super relevant in the session, so I didn't turn it up. I just kind of left it as background music. It's supposed to be like the iconic song or theme of John Carpenter's The Thing, similar to that song.
Yeah, it is. Like, trying to hear it.
Yeah, I can turn it up if you want.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm using this track in my game as well.
It's an awesome track. All right, so I don't think Alex has been to the Arkham Green Box before, has he? Redbird?
He has once, yes.
Okay, well, here's what's new. Posters. If you look at the top of the Arkham Green Box handout about some cat, or is it a cat? And then a small leather pouch containing a fine gray ash-like powder.
A bunch of rope.
400 feet lengths of 2,000-pound tested nylon climbing rope. Sitting there.
Yay.
I don't think the scraps of leather are there anymore, so I'm gonna delete those. think Ambra, when she played months ago, stitched it together into like a human pajama.
Hmm.
It's kind of weird. As this game is kind of weird.
Ugh.
Alright, so yes. Flea-like purple insectoid, approximately the size of a large cat, is in the posters. Alright, that's it for today's session. See you guys next week.
All right.
You said you should have your sheet and character done by next week, Snowman. 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 Is he here? Oh, he's muted. The snowman's muted. No. Yeah, sorry, Redbird, for killing off your character.
You're not sorry. You're happy.
I actually am kind of sorry. I feel bad. But
You could have not bombed him.
I could have not done a lot of things in this campaign, but I just
Regrets.
gave him a chance of dying, and I rolled lethality 25, and he died.
God. Unfortunately, Will just doesn't have good alertness, so he's like the one character you can actually ambush and kill.
Yeah. And there wasn't anything that Mercury One could have done because he was like surveilling him at a distance. So if the bomb did go off and he survived it, then he could have gone in to help him or something. But nah, he just kind of instant died in the elevator shaft.
It's unfortunate. Oh well, I'll have to bring Will back somehow though.
But like,
maybe I'll
let's
make-
say if I rolled like a little bit higher, then he could have taken like a few points of damage and not died so horribly. Because basically, it's like whatever the dice roll is, and you add it up if it's not lethality. So let's say I roll 35.
Maybe.
That's like 8 damage.
Well,
That's,
I think Sophia's getting paranoia for her next like Sandy thing hit because afraid
Why, did
she's
she-
going to
did-
die.
did she get to breaking point?
No, she's awfully close. If her user can probably hit it.
Yeah, paranoia makes sense. Paranoia does make sense.
If I play Sophia again, I'll probably play her as like someone maybe looking into Bring Back the Dead. I don't know.
Necromancer Sophia. Oh,
I
no.
mean, like in this issue, like Will was one of her higher, like was like at like maxed out, like one of her highest bonds, and one of her motivations was like keeping her family together and safe. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's not just like it hits extra hard for her.
No, I understand, but
Like
same
she would give
time,
a lot back
fucked.
to bring Will back, which is
She's a
dangerous in Delta
piece of
Green
her
because yeah, I'll say it's dangerous in Delta Green because there's a lot that can go wrong with that.
Is Snowman back yet?
I
Snowman's
don't
still
think
muted. No, I think he
so.
might be on a call or something. He said
Yeah,
he
like I was saying, but
he
you
was
know,
working at the same time.
it's dangerous to feel that it's dangerous to feel that bad in Delta Green because you know, maybe try time travel to get him to live. Who knows?
Time Wizard.
That probably has even worse consequences somehow. Somebody used the timelines.
Time Wizard. By weakening the fabric of reality and allowing monsters to come into the reality.
I mean, she'd still you know. Good luck telling a grieving woman who lost perhaps though who lost her husband that hey you shouldn't just because logic. She is not exactly thinking very logically right now, or at least because trauma.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Drama. Oh well, maybe Sophia goes evil. Maybe not. Maybe somehow she gets what she wants and Will comes back. Probably not. Very unlikely. But it's possible. Anything's possible in Delta Green. Just that usually stuff goes way more wrong in Delta Green than right.
things tend to go really wrong, really easily.
Yeah,
Delta Green.
and you made Sophia cry. How dare?
I made a fictional character cry.
You should feel bad.
I kind of
Sophia did
do
nothing
feel
to you.
bad, actually. Thank
Then
you,
give her
Redbird.
back. Then give her back Will, and all be
No.
forgiven. No, it won't.
No, that's not how it works. Characters
Uh,
die
uh,
in Delta
uh,
Green.
Though honestly, real talk, out of character, I'm not sure if it'd be better or worse if Will just walks through that door again.
Yeah,
Like she's already mourned him at this point.
I'm telling you, man. Characters die in Delta Green.
Like,
But yeah,
I think if Will would just suddenly reappear again, no explanation, that'd probably be a pretty big hefty sanity check.
yeah, it would actually.
Because like, it's one thing to like because like Will never had one because he never found out, and also since he never found out, he never had to take a sanity check because he never lost his wife, technically. But Sophia already mourned Will. She knows she's dead. So if like somehow he were to come back, even if he were to come back perfectly fine and perfect memory intact, everything, she'd be like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck?
Just-
Pho's a really delicious Vietnamese noodle dish, though.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
but she'd be pretty hurt by it.
Yeah.
Some situations where like you can't really undo someone dying, even if you can undo the consequences somehow.
They just find Will Hunting living his life in Innsmouth, Massachusetts as a fisherman.
That'd be messed up. And now I think you kind of want to do it.
No, he's just dead, dude. He's just
That's-
dead.
That's messed up, Swiss. Stop pulling my heartstrings. They find him alive. They find him alive, but he's an accountant. That's the twist.
So that means he has no soul. Gotcha.
Exactly. But no, poor Will. He died as he lived, not being played.
You didn't play him for a few sessions.
I did, yeah, I know. I
But,
joke.
unfortunately, this session was just very bad. I mean, we had a shorter session number 1, and then some of it was spent fighting the shadow monster, which luckily didn't kill anyone. But then shortly after that, things happened.
Unfortunately, Will's dead, and he can't undo it. At least not yet.
Okay, so he's a fisherman in Innsmouth. Right notes, right notes.
Fishman in Smooth. Or she's an accountant in Smooth. Will live forever as an accountant.
Will is actually a gas station employee in Innsmouth.
See, what happens is that Sophia is put to sleep, and in her dreams, Will is still alive.
I might just have to just make Will a recurring, look-alike NPC. He's everywhere.
Actually, here's a messed up idea. Here's a messed up idea that I would use if I were you. Will Soul couldn't find dress, so he randomly appears, not knowing what went on. Disappears, reappears, not knowing what's happening. That might make Carlos do a sanity check. Not gonna lie.
Nobody cares about Carlos. I'm kidding.
Hey, that's mean. Now you're just being mean to be mean. You're like, I feel bad, but I'm gonna dunk on their child.
Yeah, I actually do feel bad for insta-killing Will, but that's just what happens with bombs like
I mean, you
that.
didn't feel bad the other 3 times. Like, why do my characters keep getting instant killed?
I don't know. Well,
Like,
I
haven't-
well, yeah, that's right. Sophia did get insta-killed with nasty critical shots.
like I'm not sure if you're like this, Swiss, but I've never had a character die in your Delta Green games from just regular chip damage. It's always been just insta kill.
Yeah, I think Sophia died from
Sophia got
Critical
lethality
hit.
twice.
lethality and critical hit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just part of the danger of the game, though. The game is just dangerous as fuck.
So what you're saying is that I need to port Will and Sophia in a different game to make them safe. Understood.
That's just play them in D&D or something. Where they
Fine,
have
play
pools of where they have pools of hit points as cards.
That's my next character, Will. Oh God, that'd be a messed up implication. that a character that dies in your game is sent to another another one of them.
He's
That'd be
sent to
messed up,
D&D.
man.
Sent to
We'll just have to
D&D where he has tons of hit points.
We'll just have to keep on dying until we end up back in Delta-Green.
God. Hey, Snowman, welcome back. Saw you on mute earlier, Snowman. 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 Is he here?
But anyway, I'm gonna go and get off and take a nap. I'm tired.
Take a nap. Dream of a
Yeah.
world where Will is still alive.
You see, it was just so mean. He killed my character while I was tired.
Uh,
Could do it while I was awake. Cries.
There's Snowman.
Yeah.
Hello, Snowman.
Hello, the
Am I?
Snowman.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. So you said you have your sheet mostly done?
Yeah, for the most part.
Oh, cool. So just try to get it done by next Saturday, and
Yeah.
it'll be cool. And we'll introduce them.
I mean, I have all the stats and stuff. Well, except for my optional stats and my bonds, but I don't have any of my backstory stuff like really done.
Well, the bonds should be. You just have to fill it in, and it's equal to your
Yes.
charisma, which is 9.
I marked the amount that occupation gets, so it's
Yeah,
there's
so I
that.
see 2
Oh,
bonds.
what happened? There was
Huh?
4. What happened? It's supposed to.
I
have
see there's 2 bonds for some reason.
something. There we go. There's 4. I'll fill them in.
Okay.
Maybe I was doing that when my wife called and fucking started razzing me.
It's all good. Yeah, it looks like I'm looking at it. Looks like most of it is done. You just gotta fill in who the bonds are whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, so can I maybe run something by you real quick? Just because
Sure.
we kind of spitballed some stuff. So I really want this Navajo, Native American. I hope I play him well, because I really love Native American heritage. I maybe don't dig into it like I should, especially since all of my kids belong to a non-federal but state recognized tribe of Apache.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, it was found out after me and my wife got married that somebody in her family did like some type of anthropology check and found out that not only are they from Mexico, but they're also from the Lipan Apache tribe, and but it's not federally recognized tribe, but it is definitely recognized in the state of Texas. Anyway, I told my wife, I said, man, I thought I married me a Mexican girl. Come to find out, I got one of those pesky, engines. But I was being funny. I don't mean that.
Goddamn.
It's like, man, you horse stealing. I'm joking, but I hope that doesn't come across wrong. But
Yeah, I know.
because I definitely don't feel that way. But I just know that there's a lot of people that do, and I don't like that. I dig it. But anyway, so I hope I play this well. I think I've really just decided that he's going to be like an anthropologist.
Okay.
And the situation was this: the Navajo, code talkers in World War II. His grandfather was one of them.
Okay.
His dad was also a Navajo code talker in the Vietnam War, but he went MIA from Vietnam. But he had a vision from his dad, and whenever he woke up that morning, he had like something maybe like tattooed on him or something that had to be related. But his grandfather kind of raised him when his dad went missing. And then his grandfather, whether he's still alive or not, he may be on the brink of death in 2027, 28, whatever year we're in. If he's not with us anymore, it's probably gone. Does that sound cool? Does that sound all
Yeah,
right?
that sounds good so far.
All right. That's the gist of it. But yeah, I was thinking about him being a private eye.
No, it works. Yeah.
But no, I think I'm gonna settle on like anthropologist. Actually, his focus is archaeology, so I'm thinking of a more of an Indiana Jones type character.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah.
Works out of a research, university in Arizona. He's knows Navajo, Dine. I put French for the other language, but I'm not totally settled on that because he would also may possibly know Spanish since there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
there.
It would make sense if he knows Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was really thinking maybe something like French, since a snail might know French. But who knows how
I
long
think
all these
Snail
people are
knows
going
French.
to
Yeah.
die.
Yeah. Who knows how long it's gonna last? Oh man. Yeah. I mean, Delta Green's just a deadly game. It's just how
Man,
it is.
yeah, I was so surprised that, Sam, I mean, there was some narrow misses with him. Um, and I knew eventually, because I play my character to kind of, man, I mean, he got interested in occult shit. Everybody that's part of Delta Green at some point had a brush with a cult, whether they had rejected or not. My characters don't. They kind of semi embrace it at the very least,
Hmm.
because it's not natural. It's interesting. It's scary.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Though. All right, my wife's calling. I really gotta go, fellas.
Sure. No problem. I'll catch you later.
Have a good
I'll
one.
check y'all later. Thank y'all for hanging out.
Yeah. I'll catch you later, Gargamon.
All right, later.
All right. Peace.
And for our viewers, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like who we are and like what we do, strongly urge you to explore our links below. If you're watching us live on Twitch, we have links to Patreon and PayPal if you want to subscribe to something other than the channel, or leave a one-time donation. There's also links to join our community Discord, and there's a link to join my AD&D 2nd Edition homebrew campaign, the Orb of Solnod Hex. And if you're interested in donating to charity, just below the screen on Twitch, there should be a link to donate to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We're currently at $45 out of $100 goal. So $55 more, and we'll reach that $100 goal, and then I'm going to switch over to, or back over to the Wounded Warrior program. And I'll probably go back and forth between Wounded Warrior and St. Jude. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I have friends online. Great. See, looks like Pro Jared is playing Metal Gear Solid the Twin. Don't know what that is really, so let's find out. Never mind, Pro Jared's not taking raids, unfortunately. That's about it. Everybody else? Yep. Nope. Nope. I'm probably gonna stream immediately after this. Some world building. So I'm just gonna be right back in a couple of minutes. All right. Bye. Thanks for watching.